Hey, Kimmy Brittany Pumpernickel here. You may remember me as Kim Kim, because that's what I used to go by, but now I go by Britt-Britt, because I think that just kind of sounds a little bit more sophisticated, because, like, no matter what you say in a British accent, you sound sophisticated. And I feel like Britt-Britt is kind of, like, double sophisticated, so there you go. Anyways, I have to do this history project, and I got Korea as my country that I have to research, and I'm going to share a little bit with you about what I've been learning. And today is March 1st, or Happy Independence Day, Korea, and so that's where we're going to start. I'm going to take you back, way back in time, even before Al Gore Jr. even invented the internet, back to the late 1800s. Then, Korea was known as the Joseon Dynasty, or they were also called the Hermit Kingdom, and I don't know exactly if it's because they didn't get out much, or if it's just because everybody owned hermit crabs. That's kind of out there for debate, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, during that time in the late 1800s, Japan and Russia were at war with one another, and Japan was like, hey, Korea, would you mind if we, like, strategically place some troops around your country that help us fight the Russians? And they were like, what's in it for us? And Japan was like, listen, we will totally get you back later. And Korea hesitantly said, yes. Well, turns out Japan was just being a whole bunch of party poopers, and their plan was to take over the peninsula of Korea. So, in 1919, or I'm sorry, in 1910, Japan actually officially, illegally, annexed Korea and said that it was part of Japan. And it was total not fun. Like, it was the opposite of fun, which, it was work. It was awful. Anyways, the Japanese forced the Koreans to change the names, use the Japanese language, everything was censored, they closed down newspapers and businesses, they closed down magazines, so, like, Korea Tiger Beat couldn't even get it. I don't know how they kept up with K-pop stars at the time, but I don't even want to think about it. So, as you can imagine, Koreans were not really enjoying this, and there were lots of little resistance groups that popped up, but on the peninsula of Korea, they were easily squelched by the Japanese because they were just meanies, like meanies squared. Ugh, so bad I don't even want to think about it. But in Japan, or in China, in Russia, there were different resistance groups that were popping up and kind of starting with their goal being to eventually free Korea of Japanese rule. Well, in 1919, a bunch of these groups got together and they signed what they call the Declaration of Unity. Sounds awesome. And they basically unified together and came up with a plan that on March 1st of 1919, they would stage a whole bunch of protests around the peninsula of Korea to help and ask for freedom from the Japanese. And it, like, totally won Korean people over. Everybody was so excited. Everybody really had a lot of patriotism going on. They were really proud of their country because over the past 9 years before this, like, a lot of people had lost heart because a lot of their efforts just didn't work out. And so this really helped Korean people across the whole country to really unify and have a spirit of patriotism to want to fight for their freedom again. Unfortunately, there weren't a lot of tangible results of this movement. Unlike my recent trip to Forever 21, lots of tangible results. But this really created a spark across the whole country with all Koreans to keep wanting to fight for their unity, for their freedom from the Japanese occupation at that time. So, yeah, that's kind of what this Independence Day is all about here in Korea. So, if you want to learn more, stay tuned because I've got plenty more that I've got to research and I want to share it with you guys. And I hope that you take care. Bye!